Hi friends, we are coming up with new content daily on Python. So please subscribe for more updates. It also motivates me, and guys, you can also access my playlist, and by following it you can reach from beginner to advanced level. I must tell you, there is no prerequisite required for this. Welcome to NetSet OS. Finding substring in Python is very easy, but have you wondered it through recursion? So today we will see if one string is existing in other string or not. For example, here in str2 we have set, which is set, and we have to search the string in string 1. So here it is matching with set part of this complete string. This is what substring is. So let's discuss it with the help of recursion. So for this, without wasting any time, let's go to PyCharm. Here we have made a new file with recur_substring. Let's define function first, which is def is substring. Now we need to give two strings, which will be str1 and str2. Now we need to give a base condition where our program terminates, as I always tell in my recursion programs. So first of all, I need to define a size for this. Size 1 for length of first string, which will be str1. Similarly, size 2 for length of str2. Then I need to check whether size 1 is equal to 0. If size 1 is equal to 0, it will return false. As I'm taking first string, let's say NetSet OS, and the second string where our string need to be searched in str1. So here it will be set, which I need to search in string 1. So for this, if size 2 gets 0, it will return true, and we will be able to know that our substring exists in other string as well. Now let's come to the main program, where we will check the string first character. As here we have S, we need to check with N first. So here I'll write if str1 0 character is equal to str2's first character, which is 0. If they are same, then we will return a new function. Here it should be S, as it is substring. It will return the next function where we will be checking the second characters. So here I'll just write exact same. I'll make the function with exact same. We will have str1 and str2 in our parameter. Otherwise, it will return to the same is substring, and str1 will be checking with first character of the str1 to the str2. As if str1 n is not matching with S, it will check with E with S. So it will get continued over here. Now let's make the other function, which will be exact same, def exact same with two strings, str1 and str2. And here we will be giving the same conditions as we have defined earlier, where our program terminate, and then we will check whether our first character of string 1 is matching with first character of second string. If they are equal, then it will return with. Here we will apply our recursive statement, which will be exact same. Here str1 will be checking with first character. First, that means the second one, because our Python always supports from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and here we will be having 0, 1, 2. As here first character is matching with first character. Let's say in str1 we have set OS, and in str2 we have set. Now here, if our first character of str1 is matching with first character of str2, it will go further and will check with E of str1 with E of str2. Similarly, I am writing over here str1 with the second character to the str2 second character. Otherwise, it will return false and will be back to the earlier recursion. So I'll take two strings over here with str1, let's say netset OS only, and str2 will be set, and I'll call the function is substring str1 str2, and here I'll define it with p equal to, and it will get printed, print p. Now when I run the program, I got true because this set exists in our first string. Now let's see the string which doesn't exist in string 1, for example sin. Now when I run the program, it is showing false because this string 2 is not existing in our string 1. Now let's understand how this recursion actually works internally. We will understand recursion with tree method. So for this, we will take two strings. First string is netset OS, and the second string is set. Now we will start with base condition, as base condition has size 1 and size 2. Size 1 is not 0 and size 2 is not 0. So we will start with str1. Here it is asking for 0th character. That means first character is matching with first character. It's not equal. So it will directly go to return is substring, and then it will check second character with first character, which is E to S. So I'll write over here is substring. I'll just denote it by I, and here I'll take ET SET with SET. It will check whether 0 of str1 is matching with 0 of str2. Here it is not matching. So again it will go to I of T SET with SET. Here we will start with first character as it is a 0. So I have taken from T to S. Now it will check whether T is equal to S, as our condition says str1 0 is equal to str2 0. So again it is not matching. So again it will go to is substring. Here you can see it is making one branch tree. So here I'll write S E T O S, and the second string will be as it is SET. Now again it will check whether 0th character is matching with 0th character. Now this time it is matching. So here it will go to exact same function. So I'll write E with str1, which is SET and the second string is SET, set. Now let's come to second function. Now neither size 1 is 0 nor size 2 is 0. So we will go to str1, 0th character is matching with 0th character. So here we will check S is matching with S. So again it will go to its second character. Now it is asking to go to exact same with its second 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means ETOS with its first index. That means ET. Now again it is asking from 0th character is matching with 0th character of string 2. Yes. Then it will again go to exact same as E is matching with E. So here it will go to exact same TOS with T. Then again it will check str1 0th character is matching with 0th character of string 2. Yes. So it will go to exact same E, and here first character is OS, and here there is nothing. So I'll just write underscore. Now it will go to our base condition where size 2 is equal to 0. This is just a 0 over here. That means here it will return true. And if size 2 is equal to 0, it will return true. That means we got our set in our first string. And here we have understood this program by just single branched tree. Hope you understood this program. Today we will see the reversing of the string. As like for NetSetOS, the last letter will come at first, then O, then T, then E, then S, then T, then E, and the first letter of the string at the last of the output. So we have to make this using recursion. So let's see how we can make program using recursion. So let's go to PyCharm, and here first we will start with making a function which is def reverse 1, and here I'll give a str, and then I'll call at the same time reverse 1, and here I'll give netsetOS. For this, I need to define the size. Size is equal to len of str. Then, first of all, I have to make a base condition where our program will terminate. So here I'll write if size is equal to 0, then it will return. Else, we will take a last character, which I'll define by last underscore char equal to last character. Last character will be str, its size minus 1, because in NetSetOS last character is S, and S I want in first letter, so which will be size minus 1. And here I want to print that last character, so here I'll write print last char, and then it should follow the recursive. So for this I need to write reverse 1. Instead of str, it should take from first letter to the last one. As we have here NetSetOS, first I need to take out S, so I have defined in last char, and then I need full string except this S. So instead of this, I need to write over here 0 to str minus 1. It should be in square bracket, and here I'll apply square bracket. So when I run this, it is in different lines, so I have to write here and is equal to. Now I again need to run this, and I got all the letters in reverse order. So let's see how this recursive works. So I'll delete this, and here we will understand this with the help of tree. So here we have taken, let's say, NetSetOS. Our string is NetSetOS. We have 3 lines over here which we need to follow. For NetSetOS, last character will be size minus 1. The string, the size is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here size is 8. That means size minus 1 is 7. So here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means size minus 1 is S. In last character, it will come S. And it is saying to print last character. So here we will write P of S. Then third point is reverse 1, 0 to size minus 1. That means it should write till 6 character, because the last character is always excluded. Then we will go to this recursive function. And here it is saying size is now str is netset-o. Size will become 7. And here it will ask whether size is equal to 0. No. So here it will go to last character. Now last character is O here. Then it will ask for print last character. So we will write here print last character is O. And here again it will go to netset-o. That means 0 to size minus 1. So last it will exclude. And here it will write net set. Now again it will go to size. Size is 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will become 6. It is asking for if size is equal to 0. No. So it will go further. And here it will ask for last character. Last character is T. Here it will become T. Now it will say print T. So here it will get printed. Now here it is saying 0 to size minus 1 reverse. Right here net SE. Then again it will go to size. It is asking for 3, 4, 5. That means our 6 reduces to 5. Now it is asking whether 5 is equal to 0. No. Then it will go to last character and here it will write E. In last character E will come and then we will print this E. Now here it is asking for printing E. Then reverse, which is 0 to size minus 1. That means size minus 1 is E. It will get excluded and here it will write net S. Then again it will go to size. Size is 3, 4. 5 will reduce to 4. Whether 4 is equal to 0? No. Then last character will be S. And here it will get print S. And then again it will go to R. 0 to size minus 1 S. That means S will be excluded. And here it will write just net. Then again it will go, size will reduce to 3. 3 is equal to 0? No. Then again it will, S will come to T. Print T. Then again R will be N E. Again size will go to 2. 2 is not equal to 0. It will go further. Last character will be printed E. And here reverse will be just N. Then N will go here. 2 will reduce to 1 and 1 is equal to 0. No. So here it will print N and then reverse 0 to size minus 1. That means it will just get returned to N. Then we have to follow our left to right as we have discussed in the last video of recursion. Tree always follow left to right and top to bottom. So here it will go from top to bottom. It is asking for printing S. Then it will go to here. Then it is asking for printing of O. Then again it will go left to right, printing T. Then again it will go print of E. Then again it will go further, printing of S. Then again T. Then again it will go E. And here it will print its N. Again recursion will go, but we want this printing function, and here it has given for NetSetOS reverse of NetSetOS as our output. Hope you understood this recursion method in reverse. We will see conversion of decimal to binary using recursion. But before this, we should know how to do it mathematically. So let's take an example, let's say 9. And make sure whatever remainder we'll be having, we will write besides this cell. That means in this cell. And quotient will be here below the 9. As binary is always represented by 0 and 1. That means two numbers. So we will take 2 over here. Now here 9 is there. So I need to divide by 2. So 2 4s are 8. And 1 will be a remainder. So 1 will come here besides it and 4 will be a quotient. So I'll write below this 9 cell. Again, I'll repeat the process for 2. And I have to repeat this process till it becomes 0. So here when I divide 4 by 2, I'll get 2 2s are 4. 0 will be a remainder and 2 will be a quotient. So here I'll write 2 quotient and 0 will be a remainder. Then again, I'll repeat this process for 2 2s are. For 2 1s are 2. 0 will be a remainder. So I'll put here and 1 is a quotient. Now again I'll repeat the process for 1. When I have 2 and this 1, that means I'll divide 1 by 2. Here 2 zeros are 0. That means 1 will be our remainder and remainder will be here and 0 will be our quotient. Now we got our 0. That means this remainder in the form of bottom to top will be taken as binary form of 9. Now let's see how to represent it by programming. Now here I have made a new file with name recursive underscore binary, as I have to convert decimal number to binary. So for this, I'll start with making function with def find, and here I need to give my decimal number. So I'll write this num, and then before starting a program, we should have one thing in mind. If we are making program on recursion, there should be a base condition first. So here I'll make it with if this number, that means that decimal number, is equal to 0, it will return. Else it will take the number as find decimal number and will divide this number by 2. And then it will print its remainder, and remainder is always des number modulus 2. And here decimal by 2 should be in integer, so I'll write here int and we'll put parenthesis here. Now I need to call this, so I'll just write find decimal number, and for this I'll write, let's say, 9 only. And here when I run this, I'm getting all the number 1001, but they are in different lines. So here I'll write comma and is equal to apostrophe. Now when I print this, I'll get all the binary number in the same line. Now let's understand how this recursion actually works. So I'll just remove this. Now here I have taken decimal number as 9 for F9. Now we have two statements over here, 1 and 2. If we have 9 is equal to 0, it will return to the last, otherwise it will go to else condition. Now here 9 is not equal to 0, then we will go to else part, and here we have two statements, that means there will be a tree. So here first is 9 divided by 2, that means 9 divided by 2 is 4 and it should be int. So here it will come to F4. The second statement is print its modulus 2. That means when we divide 9 by 2, we'll be having 4 as quotient and 1 as remainder. So here it will come 1 as our remainder and it will get printed. Similarly, we will go for F4, as it is a tree representation, we will go downwards. Now here F4, is 4 is equal to 0? No. So it will come to else part, and here also we will have two branches of this F4. Here 4 is divided by 2. When 4 is divided by 2, we will get 2. And 2 is dividing 4, so 2 2s are 4. And we will get 0 as a remainder. It is asking for printing remainder of this. So here it will print 0. Then again we will go to F2. Is 2 is equal to 0? No. So it will come to else part and we will have two branches over here. It will ask for 2 divided by 2. We will have 0 as our remainder and 1 our quotient. So here I'll write find 1. And here when print remainder, which will be print 0. Then again it will go to F1. It will ask 1 is equal to 0? No. So it will go to else part. That means it will have two branches. It will go to 1 divided by 2. That means 2 zeros are 0 and 1 will be a remainder. So here it is asking for F. This quotient will come here and printing its remainder. So here we will write 1. Now again it will go. Whether 0 is equal to 0? Yes, it is 0. So it will return without printing anything. Now here it will go to F1. So for this I'll rub this. So it will print 1. Then again it will go to F2, here it is saying print 0, so it will print 0. Then again it will go to F4, which is asking for printing 0, it will print 0. Then again it will go to F9 and it will ask to print 1. So this is how decimal to binary work recursively. And here I'm coming out with Python series where you can find each concept over here with real world examples. So you can follow this, and each day I'm coming with a new concept, and by following step by step you can come up to advanced level. Today we will see how to extract digits from the given string. Like we have NetSet OS, and in between of this we have placed this 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will get extracted, and at the same time it will reverse it from the given string. So as per this example, we will write a program. So we will go to PyCharm. In the last video, we studied how to reverse the string. So first we need to write the reverse string program. So for this, we need to define function def with rev digit. And inside this, we need to give a string. Before this, we should have a base condition. As I always tell in the recursion program, there should be a base condition where our program terminates. So first we need to write base condition, which is if size of the string is equal to 0. But before that, we need to define a size as well. So here size is equal to len of str. And if it is 0, then it get returned. Then we will enter to the else part, where first it will calculate the last character for reversing the string. So the last character will be str of size minus 1. Then we need to print that last character, and we need to apply recursion with rev digit, because last character will get extracted. Then we need to apply the same thing from first to second last character. So for this, I need to write str with 0 to size minus 1. Then I will call this function with rev digit, and we need to give a string over here. Let's say 1a 4b 5. So when I run this, I got 5b4a1, which is reverse of our input string. Now I want digits from the output reversed string. So for this, let's apply simple if condition, which will be written after extracting the last character. So for this, we need to write if whether last character contain any digit or not. For digit, we used to apply is digit. And if it is there, then we need to print it. So I'll just print here, and rest will be same. So when I run this, I got all the digit from the string, but in a reversed order. Now let's understand how this recursion actually works for this program. So for this, I will remove this output, and here I'll take an input string over here with 1a, 4b and 5. First, we need to calculate its size, as here it is given. Size is 5, and we need to see whether 5 is equal to 0. No, so it will enter to else part, where first it will calculate last character. So I'll write over here last character, last underscore c, which will be str of size minus 1. This is a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 indices. So here it will take size minus 1. Size minus 1 is 4 index, which will be 5. So here first it will check the if condition whether this 5, which is our last character, is digit or not. So here it is a digit. Then it will enter to the print condition. That means there will be a first branch which will print last character, which is our 5. Then it will come out of this if condition and will come to the recursion, which will denote by R. Here it will go to 0 to size minus 1. That means 4 is excluded. So it will take 0 to 3. Here it will take 1A, 4B. Then again it will go to size part. Size is now 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will reduce to 4. Then it will check whether 4 is equal to 0. No. So it will again enter to else part and will calculate last character first, which is size minus 1. 1 is 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. That means B. It will check in if condition whether last character contain this digit. B is digit. No, it is not. So it won't be entering to the if condition, and it will have just one branch, which is recursion, where it will reduce to 0 to 2. As 0 to size minus 1 won't be included. That means it will take 0 to 2, which is 1A, 4. Now again, it will check its last character. Here last character was B. Then it will come to size. Size is 3. So here it will reduce to 3. Then it will check whether 3 is equal to 0. No. So it will come to else part. And here it will calculate last character. Last character is 4. So here it will come to 4. Now first it will check the if condition whether last character is digit or not. 4 is a digit. That means it will have again two branches which will print our digit form, and then it will come to recursion, which will have excluded this 4 part and will have just one A. Then again it will go to size, and here it will take len of str, which is just 2. Then it will check 2 is equal to 0. No. So it will come to else part and will calculate last character. Last character is now A. Here it will check whether last character contain digit or not. A is digit. No. So here it won't be entering to this if condition, and it will have just one branch, which is 1. Then again it will go to size part. Size is 1. 1 is equal to 0. No. Then it will go to else part. Calculate its last character. Last character is just 1. So here it will check whether last character contain is digit. Yes. So it will again have two branches where it will print first, and then it will come out of the if condition, and here it will write with empty recursion. Here it will go to size. Size is now 0 because we don't have anything in this parenthesis. So again it will check size is equal to 0. If condition, this is our base condition, and it will return to R1. Now we will calculate this by left to right and top to bottom. So we will go from top to bottom first, where it is asking first to print 5. So here we will print 5. Then again it will go to left to right and top to bottom. Now it is asking for printing 4. Then again left to right, and here it is asking to print 1. We got 541 from our given string. So this is how recursion works if we need to extract digit from the input string. Now I want just alphabets. So instead of digit, we just need to write alpha. And when I print this, I got all the alphabets extracted from the input string. And this we can understand with the help of tree, as we understood tree for extracting digits. So representation of tree makes easier to understand recursion. So I'll be coming up with more videos of recursion. We will see how to extract digits and at the same time print its binary equivalent using recursion. In the last video, we studied both extracting digits from the string and calculating binary equivalent. Now we will do it together and in a sequence. Whenever I go through a string, I have to extract number, which is 1, 2, 3 and 4, and have to display its binary equivalent, which is 1. For 2 it is 2, and for 3, 3, and for 4, 100. So we have already seen these two programs separately. Now we have to merge it together and we'll display it in sequence. So let's go to PyCharm. So here I have the program for reversing the character, and the other one is to display the binary equivalent of a number. Now I'll make a new file and will write a name by bin underscore char, because I have to display the binary equivalent of the character which is present in the input string. So first I'll just copy this first program. If you want to understand this program, you can go through my video link. This video link I'll be giving in the description below. And at the same time here, I'll just copy this program as well, which we have to display the binary number, and we'll write below down. Earlier, my condition was I need the reverse digit, but here I need the value from the sequence itself. So for this, I'll write this print statement after this reverse digit, and here I want the digit itself. Here I'll write if this last char contains digit or not. So I'll write is digit. If it contains digit, it will find the binary equivalent. So I'll call this find, and it should be of last char, and it should be in integer. So I'll typecast as it is printing in this. So here I'll just give a empty print statement. So now I need to call this. I'll take it digit as it is, and here I'll give a string for calling the function. Here I'll give 1a, 4b, 5d and 9. So let's see whether our program is working or not. Here we have 1, 4, 5, 9, and here we got 1, 4, 5 and 9. Now let's understand how this program is working through recursion, and we will understand with the help of tree. So let's get started. So our input string is 1a, 4b, 5d, 9. Let me zoom it first. So first we need to calculate its size. Size is 7. And then it will go to else part. Last character will be 9. So I'll write last underscore c is 9. Then it is asking for digit. It will follow recursion. So here it will write d and then 0 to size minus 1. Size minus 1 is 9. So size minus 1 will be excluded from the string. So now we will write 1a, 4b, 5d excluding 9. Then last character is digit, 7 is digit. Yes, it is a numerical value. So it will have 2 branches of a tree. And then it is asking for to follow this find if it has digit, because it has to calculate its binary equivalent. So here it will give this f of last character. Last character is 9. Now again it will go here to calculate its size. Size is now reduced to 6. And here it will go to else part. It will calculate its last character is now d. Then it will check whether last character has digit. But before that, it will have a recursion with d, 1, a, 4, b and 5, as d will be excluded. Then it will check whether d is a digit. No, it is not a digit. So it will have just one branch over here. Now again it will go up, and here now we have just 5 characters. Here it will go to else part. It will calculate its last character. Last character is 5. Then here it will write d from 1a, 4b. 5 will get excluded, and then it will check whether last character has digit. 5 is a digit. So again it will have 2 branches over here, and here it will return f with last character, which is 5. Now it will go again. Size is 4. For 4 last character it will calculate. Last character is now b. So it will have d, 1, a, 4. And b is a digit? No, it is not. So it will have just one branch. Then again it will go to size. And here it will see 3 is equal to 0? No. So it will go to else part, and here it will calculate its last character, which is 4, and our size is 3. Then again it will have D1A, because 4 will get excluded. As last character has digit, it will have 2 branches over here with F4. Then it will go to size. Size is 2 now. So it will go to else part and will calculate its last character is A. It will have digit with just 1, and then it will calculate whether last character is a digit. A is a digit? No. So it will have just one branch of D1A. Then it will go up. Size is now 1. Now it will go to else part. Last character is, as it has just 1. So here it will write last character as 1. And downward it will come up to D from 0 to last. Now it won't be having any digit. So it will be empty D. And last character is digit. So here it will write F1. Now again it will go up. It will check whether size is equal to 0. Now here it is size equal to 0. So it is asking for return. So this is how this recursion works. Now it will calculate F9. Now we have to calculate F9, which is this function. As this sheet is fully filled over here, so I'll go to my open board, and here I have written this code. So we will calculate binary equivalent, which is F9. Now for this, first it will check its base condition. As I always say, recursive must have a base condition, or we can say terminating condition, where it gets terminated, because if we don't put this base condition, our program will run infinitely. So here we have F9. It is not equal to 0, so it will go to else part. Give F of 9 divided by 2 is 4, and it is asking to print its remainder. So print 1. When we divide 9 by 2, it will have 4 as quotient and 1 will be our remainder. So here this will be having quotient and modulus will return remainder. So this is how it will fill. Then again it will go for F4. F4 is not equal to 0, so it will come to else part, and here it will write 2. 2s are 4, so 2 will be our quotient and remainder will be 0. Then again it will go for F2. 2 is not equal to 0, so it will go to else part. It will return the quotient. 2 1s are 2 and remainder will be 0. Now 1 is not equal to 0, so again it will go to else part, and here it will write 2 1s are 2. So here it will be 0 and remainder will be 1, which is in our print. Now again it will check whether 0 is equal to 0. So that means this is our terminating condition, and it will return over here. As I have already told in my last videos, after tree representation, we have to go left to right and top to bottom. So here we will go, and here at the time of leaving, it will print 1, then 0, then 0, and then 1. So this is our 9 representation as 1001. So we will go there, and here it will give 1001. Similarly, it will work for F5. Now I hope you can calculate for 5, 4 and 1 as well, as I have explained this 9. So F5 is 101, F4 is 100, and 1 will be just 1. So when we traverse this, we will go, and here first it will print 1, then it will go to F4, then it will print 100, then it will go to 5, which will return 101, and then F9, which is 1001. So when we will check our output, this is same 1, 100, 101 and 1001. This is how recursion works for extracting digits and displaying it in the form of binary equivalent. Hope you like my video. Please give a comment so that I can know my video is helping you in any way. Also give a thumbs up and share my video. Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
Drop a like.
Leave a comment.
And don't forget to
Subscribe.